Men, if you're not friends with St. Joseph, you're missing out on a friend in a high place. The foster father of Jesus has led me into a much deeper relationship with his son than I ever thought possible. And I'm here to try to help you understand how you can get there too. Like many people, I certainly struggle with sins, anxiety, depression, all sorts of problems that we all face in our fallen life here on this earth. I tried all sorts of different ideas and strategies, things to try to overcome habitual sins and anxiety and depression that has plagued me for many, many years. And it wasn't until I stumbled upon a deep relationship with St. Joseph that I finally started to have some of the freedom that I've longed for, and I'll bet you're longing for as well. My personal journey with St. Joseph began many years ago, and I actually have been just trying to discern a way to help young men. In my law firm, I come across lots of young people who simply need some guidance, need some direction, and don't have direction in their life, and I've wondered how I could help them. Well, 2019 became the year of St. Joseph for me, when Jesus started answering those questions. I was asked to lead the young men's Bible study at the University of Mary Washington. After talking with my wife, praying about it, discerning what I'm called to do, we decided this is what God is calling me to do. This is that ministry that God has saved for me to help young men. So I showed up at the beginning of 2019 having no idea what I was going to do, and I was handed the curriculum. It was the virtues of St. Joseph. Pretty cool stuff, talking about his chastity, his patience, his silence, different virtues that St. Joseph embodies. And I learned a lot about St. Joseph with the guys that I was helping to learn more as well. Around the same time as starting that Bible study, my wife and I are planning a trip for our 15th wedding anniversary. We decided to go to Montreal. It was actually recommended by our pastor as a great little weekend getaway because you feel like you're far away, but it doesn't take that long to get there. So in looking at TripAdvisor, trying to figure out places to go, one of the neat places in Montreal is called St. Joseph's Oratory. It's supposed to be the largest shrine to St. Joseph. At this time, I didn't have much of a devotion to St. Joseph, but it was a huge church, and we thought, well, we got to go see that. Fast forward a little bit, a friend heard that we were going to go to Montreal, and she said, hey, I think that's where Brother Andre Basset is from. You should check it out. So I did a little Googling, and I was like, yeah, sure enough, there's a saint, St. Andre Basset, and he actually built St. Joseph's Oratory, the place we were going to go see. Pretty cool. So now we're in Montreal. We're going out to see St. Joseph's Oratory. It towers above the city. We're looking at the Montreal skyline, and you can see, wow, that's the Oratory. We see it as we're flying into the town. We're driving up this windy mountain road to go see the Oratory dedicated to St. Joseph. We pull up and we see these giant steps leading all the way up to a giant dome, the second largest dome in the world, second only to St. Peter's Basilica. The Oratory is, of course, a church, but it's also got many exhibits about Brother Andre's life, so you can learn about him. And I learned he's not a wise man. He's not a scholar like Thomas Aquinas or St. Augustine. He's a simple man who was an orphan, and he had no education at all. His parish priest recommended for him to be able to join the Congregation of the Holy Cross. And when he sent him over, he said, I'm sending you a saint. Brother Andre was a very simple soul, and all he did in his life was try to lead people to St. Joseph. And when I'm reading these materials, I'm thinking, wow, this is amazing. This man, he lived a life that was exceptional, yet he had nothing at all, except for his own love for St. Joseph and his own love for Jesus. And he built this amazing oratory in several different stages. They started with a little shack, then they built a little church, then they built a bigger crypt church, and then they built an amazing basilica on top of it. There in the oratory, once you go through the little exhibits, they actually have Brother Andre's heart preserved in a vault. Down below that, in the crypt church, there's what they call a votive chapel, where they have all the different names of St. Joseph. And St. Joseph, Terror of Demons, St. Joseph, Protector of the Holy Church, little plaques with votive candles. All along that hallway are giant racks of crutches and canes. And these aren't decor. These are crutches and canes that people came hobbling to the oratory using. And when Brother Andre, through St. Joseph's intercession to Jesus, Brother Andre helped to heal these people. And they walked away without needing these canes and crutches. There I am, I've got all this baggage, all these habitual sins and problems, anxiety and depression. And I'm praying at the heart of Brother Andre. And then later on we go down and pray at the tomb of Brother Andre, who brought so many people to St. Joseph. And I just asked Brother Andre to help me, to help pray for me.
And it changed my life, brothers. It changed my life. I could immediately feel my cares and troubles starting to fall away. I could feel Jesus' hand helping to lead me along through his foster father, St. Joseph, and through Brother Andre. The big takeaway for today is to see that St. Joseph can change your life and to start trying to pray for his intercession. Brother Andre had a wonderful little prayer that he would teach people. He would teach them to pray, "St. Joseph, pray for me as you would pray for your own family." It's a really simple prayer that you can remember and you can think about and pray anytime you're having troubles or your family's having troubles. St. Joseph will pray for you just as he would have prayed for Jesus and Mary. Now head on over to my next video about how to improve yourself during the pandemic. I'll see you there.